All aboard the hype train!
Choo-choo, motherfucker!
We are live. I'm going. Who's that guy? We haven't even started yet. Let me get the intro out of the way first.
All right,
Welcome back.
Hurry up, mate.
All right, I will do. Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 6 of the Hop Dream podcast with me, your host, Magnazan. That interruption there was done by none other than the beady face Jacko. Welcome back, Jacko.
Mate, you can't do a countdown and not have a go. It doesn't work.
Well, all right, okay. Well, next time we'll have the go, and you can do the go if you like. In fact, now, how about you do the intro next time?
I can do that, mate.
Why don't we do a Christmas theme?
Who's that guy talking? I haven't even introduced you yet. Oh, it's just all gone to pot. Last episode of the year, and it's just crumbling.
Just a big clusterfuck.
It's just no organisation. It's just like the Auckland
It's just going to be
Motocross
talking
event,
for
isn't it?
1 hour.
Well, is this brought to you by the DSA, mate?
Oh, ooh.
Low cut.
Ooh.
I didn't even go, and I'm feeling the cut.
All right, so yeah, we've got SteveFPV and we've got Jacko Meister with us. We've got a whole bunch of stuff we're going to talk about. Let's start off with the usual round the table. Who wants to go first? I'm never first. I'm always fifth, so I can't go first. And you can't go first either, so that leaves Jacko.
Yeah.
Oh, I can go first.
First qualifying.
First qualifying, mate. First
And that's
qualifying. Well, yeah.
Can we just talk about how you destroyed the Wings event?
Yeah, well, here you like pole. You love the pole up in your face.
Mate, you should see the speed which I attacked that pole. There were chemtrails coming off the wingtips, mate, as I was just hoofing it straight for this pole. I saw the pole. Pole saw me, mate. We had a bit of a.
Need to add some context.
Yeah. Just add some context for people.
So basically, we had our Taupo Rotocross event, which involved 4-cell spec mini quad racing, and we had a Wings class.
The first.
Yeah, it was great.
It's heaps of fun.
So where did the pole come into it?
The pole, I was done on my qualifying laps, mate. Was smoking it, first place in the qualifiers. Up there, mate. Smashed it out.
Crushing it.
And then I was like, jet pilot as, I might just do some practice laps around here, mate. See how low and fast I can go. And yeah, me and the pole had a moment.
Full facial.
Pole came off best. Wing exploded.
The pole always comes off best. So
Yeah.
you just exploded your load over the pole.
And then we had the one wing, and one wing was now in bits. Not ideal racing situation, but
So was that the first race of qualifying?
no, that was the fourth.
Okay, so you'd done your qualifying and that was for the finals race.
Yeah, this was we'd done all the qualifying. There were 4 qualifying rounds, and
So you qualified, and then what did you use to race for the finals?
well, all I had left was the Mozzie, mate.
So you did come prepared.
Well, yeah, totally.
Had a backup.
The Mosquito.
Yeah, and
Bind and fly Mosquito.
the Mozzie didn't have enough speed on 3-cell. Like
It was absolutely amazing to watch, though.
so.
But pretty much we had, I think it was 5 flying wings all going around, and then the Mozzie was started off, it somehow got a jump start on everyone. Just a scale Mozzie going around the tight wings track, and then these 5 or 4 wings attacking it from behind and all passing.
Did you record anything? Did you put your HD video on there?
No. I've got a bunch of DVR footage I need to edit up. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be.
we thought the Mozzie didn't have enough speed, so the next round up I put 4-cell in it. So, all the smoke fell out.
Good thing it went in, eh?
Yeah. Well, kind of. The smoke fell out, and then it sort of killed both of them, I think, because I totally ran out of power. She rolled about 1,500 watts for about a second there before it went off.
How did you act like that?
The victor was saying some errors, and then it just said landing. I was that's nice.
Oh, sounds awesome. So have you been doing anything else, Jacko?
Oh, working, mate, working. Making shit.
$10 an hour?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet.
Is
All right,
that your Uber driver day job?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're going to be an Uber driver, weren't you?
Screw that, man.
No? Too many weirdos.
Nah, they the system's so screwed. Like Uber, if you drive for Uber and stuff like that, it's all good. They'll tell you it's sweet ass. Don't worry about the rules. It's fucking sorted. And when you sign up, the Ministry of Transport sends you this nasty letter because they've decided you're an Uber driver, and say that if you drive for Uber, we will fine you and we will put a big black mark on your driving record.
What?
I can't be a fit and proper person and have a big black mark on my driving record for the CAA. So, no go, mate.
Well, don't you live in South Auckland? Doesn't everybody have big black marks on the driving licence over there?
Well, apparently, yeah. But, no, I must be a freak.
Well, that dream died like your flying wing, I think.
Yeah, but I got a free USB cable out of it, and...
Sweet. Bonus.
Yeah.
Really? That's shocking. Oh, okay. Interesting. Life of an Uber driver.
Yeah.
All right. So you then, Steve, what have you been up to?
Yeah, I basically just took part in the Taupo Rotocross event. Yeah, did okay. Had a good time.
But we're going to talk about that in a minute. What have you been doing other than that?
Flying all the time. Working.
Printing.
Having fun. Oh, yeah, I've been 3D printing planes.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Is that the Thunderbolt?
Yeah, that's the P47 from 3dprint.com or something like that.
Oh, it is the P47.
Yeah.
What was the one? What was the one Hadley's printing?
P38.
Oh,
we gotta
It's amazing.
compare.
okay.
Mine's
Do I need to-
finished actually. I just need
Is
to
it?
print a motor mount and put in servos and an ESC and some rubber
So
bands.
do we need like a printed race class?
Oh, that would be epic.
Imagine the printing time, though, each time after a race and everyone just their toys. It'd be like 6 months between rounds.
Well, the wing's made up of about 6 sections, and every section took about 10 hours to print. Yeah.
What if you print it out of polycarb? Not polycarb, PET G.
I tried that. It's too stringy.
Maybe
hard
it's
to
just your
print.
settings. Really?
I couldn't get it in. I couldn't get it to print good.
You hear that a lot, do you?
Yeah, I couldn't get it in. It's just so girthy.
Too stringy.
Oh. Sin-
You creepy old menu.
7 minutes in and well and truly in the
Yeah.
gutter.
And,
Yeah.
and I've also been on that micro hype train once again.
Oh, now we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that. Calm yourself.
Yeah,
Calm yourself.
I'm getting too excited.
Simmer down.
It's just put it back in your pants. Take your hands away.
And I'm
All right.
browsing Banggood now, so everything's good.
All right. Well, I'll leave you doing that, and I'll fill in what I've been doing. I'm still waiting for my HD3s. They've still not arrived. So much sad.
But where did you order them from?
Banggood.
Yeah, what do you expect?
What do you mean? What everything else got here in like a week and a half, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be awesome! I'm gonna have my
It's Banggood.
HD3s."
I ordered some fans, and they sent me, instead of sending the 40mm, they sent me 2 20mm fans.
Yeah, well, that's okay though.
Mate,
They're not. No, look, HD3s. They're going to be here. I've read around, and because they're coming from Malaysia, not China,
Yeah.
they're going to take a little bit longer. So I'm hoping this week is the week.
That'd be nice.
Was that?
Maybe you'll get 2 base SDs.
Yeah, put them together, makes HD.
Pretty much.
What else have I been doing? 3D printing. I managed to get PET. Oh, did you see my PET G machine?
It looks amazing.
Shit.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do this Jelly Bean Skidmark X thing because I got a bunch of stuff from Hawaii, and I eventually got some ABS, but I printed it out of PLA first. But I just didn't like the way it really fit together. And there's a guy, what's his name? Forgot his name now. Bob, I think his name is, from Taronga, who is customizing the Skidmark frame so that it will fit a micro cam and VTX,
Nice.
in the Tiny Whoop. So I'm hoping that's going to be a slightly better option. And when those batteries come, the small batteries from Banggood arrive, hopefully I'll be able to use them in that. But for now, the little Comet 150 or whatever it is seems to be doing quite well. Printed out PET G, so
Yeah.
super strong.
Batteries coming for that.
Yeah, some 500 milliamp graphene. Oh, thirst for days.
I'm
It's got
always
a zero
impressed-
tilt.
I'm always impressed how fast those little 3-inch machines are.
Oh, this isn't fast.
Oh wait, once you get those graphene.
It's still not going to be fast. It's got like 0 tilt.
Yeah.
And it's
What are you doing?
I'm running 4,000 kV on the rear and 300 on the front. So it's it's not fast. And if it does go fast, it does like this weird spaz out move.
Yeah. Oh well, it's still fun to fly.
No, it's good. It's just for proximity around the garden. Don't really care about it. So I think I'm building a Hitman as well, but we'll talk about that as well a bit later on. I think that's it. I think that's all we've really been doing. Just printing, mainly.
Awesome.
Alright, so let's talk about the Topo event that I didn't go to, but you two did.
Yep.
How many people went for a start?
I think we had 10 people signed up on MultiGP, but there were a few more people there, as always.
Pretty much everyone but you, mate, really.
Yeah.
True.
And all the South Island boys weren't there, but that's to be expected.
Yeah. Well, no, I had a family thing on that was on and then off, and then on, and then on again. So I just gave up.
Yeah.
I tried to blag a ride with Yongzi and yourself, Steve, in the plane.
Yes, because we flew from Auckland to Taupo, which is about
literally flew
flight in a little small plane.
What was the plane?
It was a CIT. What was it called?
Citabria.
Yes, Citabria.
Right. Okay. I have no idea what that is.
Mad
Is it?
flip,
We didn't do any flips. I was like, Yongzi, let's do stall turns. Let's do flips. Let's do an acro. Like, yeah. I've got my acrobatic license. We can do that. And then we didn't do them. We forgot.
How do you forget to do flips?
I don't know.
Was it like a race flight?
It was a bit of a race flight because it took us way longer to get there and back than we were expecting.
How much did it cost you?
I think the whole trip, including plane hire, was over $500.
Well,
2 people.
Each.
No. Split that between 2.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's
not
not too
bad.
bad.
You should fly more planes.
Yeah. Can you get a bigger plane?
Yeah, I think we can, but I don't think the cost scales because.
Doesn't it?
No.
Get that
What about
DC-3, mate.
Yeah, what about a Cessna or something? We can all get in a Cessna, can't we?
I think it's still really, really expensive. You guys just need to earn more money, eh?
Yeah.
Well, what we could do is we could get John in the R22.
Yeah,
the
John will fly us.
R44.
We don't want to die, mate.
True.
Get there and not be
Yeah,
dead.
true.
If you die on the way, you can't race.
Yeah, but it was great flying down to a flying event and then flying home.
Yeah, that's pretty mean. I was keen.
It felt like
So when you
an
got
absolute ball.
so there was what 12, 14 people there?
Yep, a bit more. I would say at least 20.
Yeah.
Everyone's
20.
wife was there.
It was pretty
Jeez,
busy.
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty busy.
All right. And so it was just one 4S ran. There was no 3S.
Yeah, no time for 3S, just 4S.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay.
It's fast too.
It
You could
was.
see the level of piloting and speed that was coming out of it was next level. It
Yeah.
was pretty impressive to watch.
Yeah, I heard that. I was watching the video
Michael.
from Michael Douglas.
Yeah, he did. He bet me.
Well, that's not hard. But out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yep. Mashed it.
So I'm looking forward to Levin.
Levin.
If Levin is in March.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking forward to Matter.
Matter-Matter's going to be good fun, man.
Yeah, I've signed up.
Who's going to go to that though?
Fucking everyone but you again.
Dude, I'm
No.
taking a tent.
That's
The
definitely what I do
jobless,
today.
the jobless and the homeless. That's the only people that go to Matamana.
For anyone not from New Zealand listening to this, they're going to have a hard time.
Hey,
knowing
do you
we're
know what?
talking about.
I had a big shout out to Mark Dinovich. Hopefully, I haven't butchered his name.
I think
He
you
is
have.
from probably. He messaged me. He's not from New Zealand, and he was like, "Oh, I really enjoyed your podcast.
Yeah.
Much more interesting than the standard ones." I was like, "Psh, "Yeah, damn right it is."
Well, we're definitely not. It's not a line for this one. It's just gone down into the gutter.
Yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, 20 odd pilots there. Quad racing, super tight racing.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably the best takeaway from the event is that the track was amazing. Had the great combination between skill and just speed.
some low gates.
Yeah, some really nice logo. Really good channel management. We didn't have any frequency issues the whole day. And
So that's for two reasons, though, right? That's for two reasons. One is that Matt has figured out all the legal channels that we can use that don't cross over. So there's, 6 now that we can use? Legal in New Zealand, which is pretty good. And everyone was running what VTX and what antennas?
Good ones.
Good ones. Yeah. TBS unifies all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely made a massive difference. So everyone there was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. Just the fact that everyone kind of knew how to use them made a big difference
I
as
don't know
well.
how to use mine. It's a painful.
Yeah, I know, but someone there knew how to press the button and what button to press and how long to press it.
It just makes it more interesting when you get more people in the air at the same time.
Yeah, and 6 people is a good number.
We didn't get
It's
6
better.
wings up, but 6 or 8 wings would be amazeballs racing.
Yeah.
You could get 6 wings up, surely.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, with the way the numbers worked out, there was like 3s and 4s was in the races.
All right, sweet. Because what was the power output? Everyone running 200?
It was all over the place. I think I was running 600, but no, we didn't have any issues.
Didn't
Well,
matter.
that's actually an interesting point because I went to the NSMAC field the other weekend.
Shore of Auckland. Yeah.
The North Shore of Auckland. And we were testing out the track over there, and we had 7 pilots going the track on totally legal channels, of course. On a varied power output from 600 to 25 milliwatt, and we had no issues pretty much.
Yeah, but that track's quite difficult because it's got a lot of elevation and you're in the shadow of the hill quite a lot.
Yes, but we were still running 7 pilots on multiple different power outputs, and it didn't seem to make a lot of difference. So I think that channel separation is the biggest thing, as well as having known good gear as well.
Yeah.
Antennas makes a massive difference, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you
go on.
Have you played with those little things yet? Those things from Canada? The little tiny little dots that's like the size of the SMA?
No, what are those?
What are they called? Let me have a
They're the
Google.
one-
They're
I
amazing.
don't really know the name of stuff.
Are they the ones Bruce was talking about ages ago? The
Nah,
Patagonias? No? Whatever they
Pagoda,
are?
that's like those.
Pagodas.
True RC, I think is the guy.
Yep.
True
I know his stuff. Go on, you do a quick Google.
I'm going
So-
to Google, mate. They're tiny and they've got an axial ratio of 1. Perfect.
Okay.
Literally
It's
perfect.
like Street Fighter. Perfect.
There are also those new antennas from Get FPV, which are even
Same
smaller.
ones.
Are they the same?
Oh, the Lumineers.
Yeah. The Lumineer have got the license for the US and everywhere else. It's coming from True RC.
Okay. So it's the Lumineer AX2.
Yep, that's the fuck.
Okay, yeah. Are they the same underneath the covers as the Triumph then?
No,
No.
they're completely different.
They're teeny, mate. They're teeny. They make the Triumph look like monsters.
No, I know they're a lot smaller, but I'm just wondering whether the actual antenna underneath is the same.
No.
It's just full of magic.
Full of magic.
Someone on the multicopter subreddit had taken one apart, and it's completely different, but it's basically like a circular PCB and another sort of perimeter PCB. It's quite cool.
Well, that's the same as the what's name one? The
Pagodas.
Yeah.
Pagoda's way bigger.
yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
doesn't mean you can't make it smaller.
Yeah, what they can do with antennas is they can half the size always, but the problem is then the accuracy has to get more for them to work.
Yeah. Go like quarter wave.
So you reckon
Yeah.
I reckon it's probably just a pagoda then, isn't it? Just a smaller one.
Maybe, but they've patented them, which is the interesting thing. Because you couldn't, if someone's already made it, you can't patent it.
Yeah,
So-
true.
There's some magic in there.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I did like the size of them. I'm quite keen to getting one for the Hitman wing that I've got. I think it'll go quite well on there because I don't need a big ass antenna on there.
You could totally bury it in the foam if you want.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
true.
no problem with big antennas on wings.
Well, I want to. The thing is with this wing, so the Hitman wing that I've got, I want to cover it and then start hitting mad gaps.
Yeah.
And I don't want stuff sticking out like trees and shit. Because at least with a plane, you can generally fly through a tree.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
it's debatable, mate. Debatable.
Well, no, I've seen your attempts.
It's all about throttle control, unless you're like, you can't have your throttle on switch, man. You were ripping around there. Every time you went under all those gates, it was like flipping a coin, I reckon.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
Half the fun, though.
Rolling the dice.
Yeah.
So, did they have any timing systems at all?
No, but that would be awesome. Especially if it was live timing, if, like when we get the new TBRC thing. TBRC? Not TBRC, TBS.
TBS.
That's going to be amazing if we get live timing updates, because it's just, you imagine being able to race and knowing what the last lap time was, and you can push it harder and try to get it. It's going to be amazeballs.
Yeah.
What you mean? Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So, is somebody looking at getting the TBS? Is it the TBS one they're looking at?
Yeah, I know matters.
The club one. Okay.
There's some secret.
Isn't that like $1,000?
Yeah. Yep, that's the plan.
That's some big coin. But in saying that, if we charge enough for a rotocross event, national events, there's no reason why that money can't be made in one race, really.
Oh, totally. It's doable. It's totally doable. And for having big legit races, it's going to be amazeballs.
Even some of the demonstration races that are coming up.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
and this always comes back to these events. Like how much was it to enter the Taipo event?
$15 and you got lunch.
See, it's so cheap. It's too cheap.
Yeah. It's not on the same level as all of the international events.
No, it's not. But it's still too cheap. Though.
We went to the Worlds, the tracks over the Worlds.
That's not what I mean. It's at the level, but it's still on someone's property.
Yeah, but the thing is, it can't get any bigger unless there's funding.
Yeah.
A lot of these international events are funded in some way by.
In our country, at least New Zealand, it's at the point where if you throw a little bit of funding and then you throw $1,000, you throw $5,000, you create one heck of an event.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem spending, 50, even more than that for a large. Levin, for example, Jonathan's. I have no problem spending more money to go there because that event is always awesome, and it's like 2 or 3 days. He puts in like 6 months worth of work to get that place ready for 3 days. It's just ridiculous how much effort Jonathan puts in, and everybody else around the area.
The nets are exactly like that, man, but there's just more people flying more things, and it's totally just absolute chaos at night. It's fucking hilarious.
All right, so overall success then.
Yeah,
totally.
Great event.
And anything that needs to be improved, you think?
Hitting poles, I could do better in that regard.
No, I think you've done pretty well at that. You love the pole.
It's true. What I need is some more wings, mate, not just one.
I think what we need to do, Ian, is just put a link to one of the videos in the description of the track.
Oh yeah. I'll put all these stuff we're talking about in the show notes. That's all good. With regards to the quads, because obviously that's what a lot of people listen to this about, was there anything that stood out at the event that was hype worthy or not really?
Basically, the light of the quad was all of the light quads did really, really well. At this point in time, I reckon it almost doesn't matter what you're flying, just as long as you keep flying and you get used to what you're flying.
Yeah. That was the biggest point.
It's kind of at that level now.
Well, that was a surprising thing to me, was that Brad's still running the same gear that he's been running for a year. Same with Scott. I think as long as you're used, like you say, as long as you're used to what you're running and you know what it's going to do, then
the two guys that won, Brad and Scott, they're still running F3 boards.
Yeah, I don't think that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, I think it does, but it shows you it can be done.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah, you compensate. Like if you can put on a bad tune on a machine, and within a few hours you can compensate for it. There's no issue with doing that. It's just with obviously the race flight hype, it's just a lot easier to fly. I don't have to. You don't have to generally worry about where it's going.
Yeah. When's this race flight wings controller coming, mate?
Good question.
You can just stir your mate up. You're Mr. Race Flight. Where is it at?
I'll find out.
Because we're playing with base flight on Wings Down. It sucks balls.
Why have you got base flight on there?
Because that's the only thing that actually properly supports wings. Clean flight's a total mess. They go fucked up. Everything else is just a mess because they keep updating the firmware for mini quads and fuck all the wing shit up.
Now, what about the whatchamacallit? Oh, what was it? Open Pilot. Is it Open Pilot?
Libra Pilot now.
No, well, whatever.
But you have to use a CC3D for that.
Yeah, some of that.
So
Gotta
what
find
is the
a
current
system.
state of flight controllers and wings? Yeah.
Current state of them, the same as it's been for the last 5 years, really, since the NAS came out and base flight was the thing.
Well, no, because the Spectrum stuff's really good.
AS3X, that's old school as well. It's
Yeah,
not,
it is.
It's not really good. It's just all the ready to fly stuff is tuned out of the box.
Yeah, I know there's a V-bar, there's a Mikado system, but that's mainly for 3D planes, I think.
That's fucking cheating with a 3D plane, having that shit on.
Really, it's no different than having it on a heli or even a quad. It just means that you can advance the moves a lot more than what you'd have to do if you have to manually correct for everything.
Cheating, mate. Cheating.
How is it cheating?
What about a
You can-
vector?
Yeah, but the Vector doesn't make you do 3D tricks, mean.
How is it cheating?
Because it's
It's
In a racing
stabilised.
wing,
Ooh.
in a racing wing, what are you actually trying to achieve by having a nose or a vector in the plane?
Tracking.
getting it to track perfectly straight, and if you have the wind or anything upset you, it's going to counteract for that. So if you're hoofing along and you get blown sideways into a pole,
It's cheating, Jacko.
But does that work when you don't have a rudder on a wing?
yeah, totally, because it will still like
That's
cheating.
most of the wind effect is just purely in roll.
Cheating.
It's not cheating. It's not cheating if I do it.
Oh,
still
that's right.
lose.
Oh, that's right. When all the world's guys were like cry wanking about using
Oh,
flight controllers, you were
yeah,
like, "No, I'm using it. It's fine."
The guys who won, mate, were using flight controllers
Wait,
Cheating.
they actually held the wings event?
in the world.
The Wings event was awesome.
Oh, was
The
it?
the one race they had.
The
Oh,
finals
okay.
at us to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really good. But everything else sucked. But anyway, all right. So
Right.
Tapo, good. Needs to charge more money.
Needs to
Need to
happen
get
more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Tufo was one of
that-
those like standout ones of being amazeballs.
Well, John needs to pull his finger out.
He does. This is Defy.
He's got all the gear. Yeah, this is Defy John with his
Yep.
$1,500 worth of gates. And they are awesome. Those gates he's got are freaking awesome.
What's he got?
He's got these super. Oh, I forget the brand, but they're the ones that Ferrari's got. The Conrad Miller. They're those like striped ones. They're really tough material.
Sweet.
Yeah, super mega bucks, and they show up really well on the camera. He's got the red and white ones, and they're just a good size as well.
So is that
So I
up
was
there?
go-
Auckland is finally going to have a proper rotocross event. Well, other than that one we had.
I think it's scheduled for what, end of Jan or February or something.
I find it quite funny. I was talking with a friend of John's and how they've been trying to organise this event, and the biggest problem has actually been getting the flight club to cooperate. Yeah. It's just
Clubs,
a lot
eh?
of- lot of coordination that just hasn't quite happened.
Club life.
Yep, that's why someone's farm backyard is better, because they don't care.
Doesn't Yongzi have a property?
Yongzi's got everything. He probably does.
Mm.
He's probably got a super yacht we can fly off. Actually, that guy.
That would be nice.
Yeah, if we know anybody with a super yacht, let us know. We'd love to hold a race on it. Which brings us on to our next topic, I guess, conveniently. Probably not so much for you, Jacko, but microhype.
Microhype. Explain
Microhype.
microhype to me, mate.
Okay, microhype. Tiny whoops, but running proper flight controllers.
What are
Now
you
you
saying
see-
about the tiny whoop?
Now you-
It's
look,
an
now you-
amazing thing.
Now, I will agree. I was of the opinion that putting an F3 board or a flight controller board in a tiny whoop was a stupid idea and defeats the point of having a tiny whoop. However, I have now completely changed my story. I have flip-flopped, and it is the best thing ever for a tiny whoop.
Me and Hadley were having tiny whoop races around the Aeronavix workshop last week, and I've discovered something new with my one. If I keep holding forwards on mine, like full on going for it forward, it resets level, and so level is not fully forwards. And so if I don't have it fully forward, if I have it fully forwards, it's hovering, and if I make it go back to the center, it goes backwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Weird.
So
be honest.
what I've
You're absolutely outflying what the engineers that designed that flight controller ever expected it to do.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like double tapping the batteries.
Yeah, mate. It's a bus whoop.
The bus swap. But yeah, in all seriousness, putting the because Banggood released the B core, I think there's a Furious one, and there's also the B Drain. The Banggood one, especially particularly, is an F3 board. It's based off the SB Racing F3
in a
Evo.
tiny whoop.
Yeah, it's an F3 in a tiny whoop. Runs
Apparently
8
it makes a
kilohertz.
difference
Oh, it makes
between the F1 and the F3 on the micros.
Yeah, believe it or not. But
Really?
yeah, you can run 8 kilohertz on there.
I'm going to need my 2
Definitely.
batteries just to power the processor.
But the tune seems very simple to do on it. Even I was able to tune a Betaflight tune on there.
So how much have you spent on your tiny whip now?
I don't know.
Do you want to know?
No.
How much actually tiny whoop remains of this thing? Like change the motor, the flight controller. Is
the frame.
still original? Oh,
The
it's still original
the
frame?
frame's the same. Yep. That's it. Change
So-
the props, the motors. Hang on, so here's the list of things I've done to my tiny whoop. So originally it started out as the blade inductrix. Then it got upgrade motors immediately. Now it's got, and then it got the Camo VTX on there. Now it's got a new flight controller board in there, which comes with all the SCs, and it's also got new props and more new motors.
And
so yeah,
let's not forget spending obscene amount on tiny batteries.
no, they were in like $5 a piece. What are you talking about?
What's an obscene amount? How many is this guy
I
got?
spent like
I got
50
6.
bucks a battery.
What? Yeah, you're a fool. Ain't that much.
Well,
I
what
bought
does
them.
$20 in a tiny whoop battery get you? Is it like 6 or something like that?
I know, right?
Except the only place that sold them in their
Oh, that was early on when
Yeah.
when the market demand was high.
Yeah.
I waited. You see, I just overcharged my existing ones to 4.35.
So I might as well go over my tiny whip experience.
Yeah, go on.
I bought it and then went, oh, this is awesome. Oh, everyone's bringing out all this new stuff and it's going to be obsolete in like a week's time, so I just sold it. Yeah, made my money back.
That's a really depressing story. I thought it was
It is. But here's
Yeah.
the good part of the story. I have now bought a QX95. 1/3 the price of what I paid for my tiny whip setup. And it flies way better out of the box. And it comes with 2 batteries, not 1.
Who runs out of the box stuff?
It doesn't need to be changed. It's perfect.
Ha!
Has it got an F3?
It does.
It does,
Oh, shit.
and it's got LEDs. It's got LED.
Buy a board with an integrated FR-Sky receiver, an OSD, and a flight controller in it. And brushless motor controllers.
Have you got? So the reason I upgraded mine were for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
One was I saw the original Mr. Tiny Whoop, Jesse
Yeah.
Perkins.
Yeah.
Perkins. I think it's Perkins.
Some
He
great
was
videos.
he was doing it. Yeah, he was doing his acro stuff with his Tiny Whoop, and I was like, oh, I need to get me one of those. And then I saw it come up on Banggood, and I just waited and waited and waited. And I was actually waiting for Gary to get them into Quad Junkie, but Banggood got them first, so that arrived. Then I saw a video of the Rambo Whoop. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Oh my god! I'll put it in the show notes, and you'll have
It's that
to watch
slightly
it.
bigger whoop, isn't it?
No. I'm just gonna bring it up now so you can actually watch it, and I'll get your reaction on air.
Okay.
But I saw this video, and I was like, "Oh my god! I need to order some new gear, and make my whoop like this." Because it was nuts. Right, okay, I'm just going to post this link to you both. I'll post it in here, in the chat. Okay, go and quickly watch that, and I'll continue talking while you have a quick look. But essentially, this guy has put together a tiny whoop, and he's got an F3 on there, obviously. He's put insane motors on there. These, I think they're the Chow Lee motors from Banggood, the insane version, or 59,000 kV version, and he's also put 2-blade props on there because obviously these motors aren't particularly grunty. So having the 2-blade props on there just unloads them a bit, and it's just got insane speeds.
ETA, bro. ETA.
Oh, shut up with your ETA. Nobody
Okay, so
cares.
my reaction is it's pretty much as fast as my QX95.
It's way faster. What are you talking about?
Props
I
are
was
better,
just
but
thinking the same
the
thing.
QX95 you should buy some different props because the ones that come with that are really crap.
Yeah, old Hadley's got one of those QX95 things too, and Halls, he was chasing
Yeah.
around outside with the thing. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Windy as hell as well.
Yeah, that's what it's really good at. It's outside. The tiny whip still sucks outside, and that's the biggest problem. Any sort of breeze, it's like, oh, it just blows away.
The QX95 I was actually chasing a friend's scale plane with. I couldn't keep up, but it was just cool being able to see it and being like 50 meters up in the air with a little 50 gram
Now,
micro.
The camera that comes with it, though, or the VTX and camera that comes with that QX95 is junk, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's not that bad. I don't mind it. It's good enough.
It's okay. Well, because we've been flying at Hobby Station, and we've been flying around the whole of Hobby Station.
That shout out to Hobby Station.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for letting us stay there after hours and just whooping it up. So we've been having 4 5-player battles in there around the whole. I've got a video I can link to, and it's just been awesome battling around. But inside it's been okay with the tiny whip, but I think anything outside,
Yeah.
the QX95 would just eat it.
I just feel like the QX95 is probably a better base to start off with now.
But they've got those long. What the point I was going to get to was that they've got those cables holding up the planes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I can see those on mine, but you can apparently you can't see them on the QX95.
No, I can't. But hey, what, you spend another, 37 New Zealand dollars on a 200 milliwatt Eachine TX092 Super Mini camera, 40
Yep.
channels.
72 channels.
Yep. 200 milliwatts.
Jackson's or
Like,
whatever. 72 channels.
It actually has 72 channels.
72 channels.
You're on 5.8, or what does it go down to, like 5.4 or something?
I think
5.2.
yeah, 5.2.
I think it's
All
5.2.
the way up to 5.
That's native band, eh? The Maoris will come after you, mate.
It probably is. You're not even
It
joking.
is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When were they using that?
Well, back in the days, mate, on the Walkers. For the
Oh,
Wi-Fi.
okay.
Yeah.
True. Seriously, is it a native band?
Seriously, yeah. It's designated for native
That's
affairs.
ridiculous.
I think it's from 5.6, something like that.
What are they? Oh, okay. Oh. I've got no word. I've got
Don't
nothing.
question
What is a
it.
Maori native band?
It's,
Yeah,
we
it's
go.
for the
Joking.
Tanifars and such to use their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So,
How dare you?
Hey, they deserve that band just as much as we deserve our band.
Okay.
yeah, but I'm not even going to go down this road.
Yeah, we should stop before we get called up for some racial inequality thing.
So, the QX75 is legit, but what we're actually getting at is that that microquads are actually legit. Because
they are.
he was saying that he and James Leeson were in the car park on 25 milliwatt, no problems, like no glitching, perfect reception through
Fine
walls,
outside.
round walls.
At full scale race events now. At Taupo I flew it and it got almost around the track.
Nice,
Yeah. But
it's fully legit.
I forgot
I
I
to
don't need an indoor series.
I've still got the original Spectrum transmitter for my Tiny Whip, the little one you put the AAs in the back of. It's pretty legit. The range
That
is
thing
about
is
10 meters.
horrendous.
The 5.8 actually goes further than the transmitter.
You know
Well,
what you
that's-
need to do? You need to get one of those 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi boosters.
Oh,
Does that
No.
work?
Yes, it does.
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Back
That's rubbish.
People did long range on 2.4 gigahertz with them.
Yeah. That'd be
Or
pretty
what you
funny.
could do is you could just get the F3 board, which has a built-in FR Sky receiver.
I don't do FR Sky, mate. I don't do FR Sky.
What?
I've got
what
my
do you-
Aurora
Do,
9.
do you even RC, bro?
Yes.
Seriously, who doesn't? Who
When
doesn't?
something
Either
comes out that's
Spectrum,
better than my Aurora 9, I'll replace it, mate. But it's just had
everything,
running Spectrum
everything,
or FR Sky? Whew.
No,
everything is better than your Aurora 9.
Nate, no, it's not. The sticks are way better.
that 60 milliseconds of latency. Oh, for days.
Yeah, but it's worth it, mate. It's worth it.
The throttle on a switch, so it doesn't actually matter.
No, that's true. And he doesn't actually fly long enough for him to be able to notice the latency. He's pretty much taken off at full throttle, and he's already crashed into something, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, it's going to be good kicking your ass with a wing, mate. I'm looking forward to that.
It's okay because it's like when somebody in professional Street Fighter players, when somebody picks Dan. I don't know whether you're familiar with the character Dan, but Dan's like he's like the troll character, and it doesn't matter whether you win or lose with the guy. It's the fact that you're using Dan. So when I come and race wings, it doesn't matter whether I win or lose. You have to beat me.
At the end of the day, if you have a group of friends, you should all have fun, and you should all be flying.
Yeah, totally, 100%. It's. I think we need to organise some proper, legit indoor racing of some sort.
Yep.
Because you just don't care about it. You just blast around the boxes and through the shelves and up and down stairs.
Yeah, take all.
And I'm always blown away with the range of the thing, like how good the video is. Because for people that don't know Hobby Station, it's basically it's a warehouse effectively, and it's got an upper level where there's an RC drifting track, and we sit up there in the far back corner, and then we fly to the front right corner of the shop, so completely the opposite side of the shop, and we're also underneath ourselves.
Yeah.
And the reception is absolutely fine, and there's carbon everywhere, metal shelving everywhere, and it's absolutely fine.
I don't do enough shameless promotion on this podcast, but subscribe to my channel SteveFPV on YouTube, and you can see the stuff we're talking about.
Did you pay for that?
What do you want me to pay?
I don't know.
I'll print. Yeah. I'll pick you up from the airport or something like that.
When am I going to go to the airport?
I don't know. We'll carpool.
Can't be doing shameless promotion, otherwise Jacko's going to be off about his UAV ass.
Oh yeah.
He does.
What do you do, Jacko, for a day job?
What sort of payment are you requesting here, Ian?
0800 US.
Yeah.
Is that your number?
I think it's just permission to rip into you.
I don't need permission for that. What are you talking about? All right. Okay, so that's micros. Everyone should get a micro. So what are we recommending people buy? QX95?
Oh, yeah. On initial impression, yeah. I think I'd do that rather than a whoop at the moment.
Well, there's the thing is, to bear in mind, there is also a new... There's the turb. I think it's called the Eachine Turbine, which is basically a whoop with everything on it. And there's also a new one coming out, which is basically... Because Blade did an updated one, which is a bit crap, I think.
The FPV whoop.
Yeah, the FPV, and it's a bit rubbish, but...
overweight. Yeah,
it's just a bit big and bulky. And it's not really got that much upgrades on it, whereas a lot of these Eachine ones have got all the upgrades on them.
Yeah.
It's about $80 to $90, so it's about the same as a QX75, which I think is about 120, 140.
No, it's
slightly bigger though.
New Zealand dollars, which is like $70 US.
Is it?
Yeah, it's cheap. Free shipping as well.
Oh, chump change. But you can also get them from Hobby Station?
Yes, you can, but they're out of stock at the moment.
Oh, right, okay. So yeah, okay. So about $100 will get you a micro indoor machine. A QX25 if you want to fly outdoors a bit. Sweet. All right. Let's talk about some wings, because I've got a wing I need to build.
Foam triangles, mate. Foam triangles.
Fast foam triangles.
Small foam triangles.
Yeah, big foam triangles. So what foam triangles were people flying other than the Mosquito, obviously, because that is the dominant machine?
That is a pretty good foam triangle. There was the Theory W's, the out-of-the-box ones.
The Blade one?
Yeah.
No use if you don't run a Spectrum, though, right?
Yeah, well, you can get them... I think you can get them as, like, plug-and-fly, where you put your own stuff.
But no stabilization.
Really? You know what I just realized? How cheap wings are.
Are cheap?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very cheap. They're just foam.
It's amazing.
They're actually overpriced.
Yeah. Well, they've got to pay for the mold and like the workers.
Yeah, true. Yeah, bit more into it. I mean, but according to Jacko, they're the same as a quad, so
Essentially, it's exactly the same, mate. Yeah, but just
So
better.
why can't? Yeah, okay. So, all right. So there was those, the theories. Was there any Hitmans?
There were me and Spooner were running the Hitman, so the little foam triangle, and
So the
This is
Hitman
like a
is the locally produced wing.
yeah, that's what Alex Hewson cuts. He calls him a mini Hitman. There was a bigger Hitman, but the mini Hitman is nothing like the big Hitman. So small.
And it's
foam
literally
triangle.
a foam triangle.
Yeah.
That he cuts out.
Yep.
Does he cut them himself, or does he get somebody to cut them for them?
I think he's got access to a hot wire machine.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm just starting to build it at the moment, and the reason I'm building it versus just buying something off the shelf is I've seen how tough these things are. I've seen people stove them into all sorts of stuff. And the only time I've ever seen one break is when Alex broke one at that place down in Christchurch, wherever it is. Was that lake down there that they go to? Lake something?
Forsyth.
That's it. And he just stoved it into the ground, something hard, and it just ripped in half. I believe he just glued it back together and carried on.
A tough ass. They're probably
yeah.
faster than everything else. Everything else that was there, I think. We're
Really?
Yeah, they were a bit more intense. They were.
Okay, interesting. And how do they fly, though? Are they quite stable?
Yeah,
Or
they
they're
are.
a bit hairy?
Roll rate's pretty quick. They don't pitch particularly quickly, but no, they're fine. Put good
They
servos
look
in.
like they did have a pretty reasonable speed envelope.
Yeah, there's no
How,
bad habit.
how slow can they fly? Can they fly slow as well?
I've never found out, mate. Don't know.
Yeah.
True, wrong person to
All on a
ask, I
switch,
guess.
remember?
Full throttle or no throttle?
Yeah.
Okay, and there's the wings as well?
Yep.
There's the wings, which is
wing on Banggood.
Yep, they fly well. Don't know how fast they'll be in the long run, but they seem they're sweet as competitive now.
Yeah, they go really. They can. Those ones can fly really slow if you build them light.
Well, I've got the bigger version. I've got the FX61, which is the bigger version, and that flies really nice. But if it's anything like that, I would question its durability.
Oh well.
I didn't see anyone break one. Oh no, Cam break one? No, he's got he broke a theory, did he?
No, we had a couple stove into the ground. I think Scott. He flew his back one straight into his black wing straight into the ground, but he had covering film on it.
Oh yeah, okay. And it was all right.
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
There's there'll be a whole bunch of the TBRC from Canadians. Apex is what they're calling it, the new little race wing. There's a whole bunch of those coming to New Zealand soon.
Okay, who's getting those in?
A bunch of the wings guys from the Worlds. All the Canadian guys I met over there. Hooking us up, mate. Hooking us up.
Hooking you up. And what's so special about those then?
It's similar to a mini Hitman, just more kitted. So it's got all the stuff to put it together. It comes with the motor mount, spars, and everything.
Oh, okay. It's a more of a plug and play kind of deal rather than build.
Kind of. It's just still two EPP foam cores. Black EPP though, mate. Black EPP.
That's way faster for a start.
Way faster. Yeah, they look pretty legit. It looks really well made.
Okay.
Apparently,
that.
he's still working on the price point for that. Old Anthony who's cutting them and making them, but it's going to be around $60 I think, which is dirt cheap.
So where do you buy those from if I want one?
TBRC.com, I believe.
Okay, TBRC, and you can't beat a good, just EPP wing.
No, not
Well,
that.
that's what Hitman is.
Yeah.
I got some. Not
Yeah,
right.
once I get this, because the thing about the Hitman that Alex has done recently, because I have no idea what I'm doing with these foam things, is he put an hour-long video together on how to build one from scratch.
Yeah, that's
TBRCwings.com. Sorry.
Cool. All right, we'll put that in the show notes as well as one to Alex. So there's $60 for the TBRC.
Yeah. Apparently that's going to be around that price point anyway. I don't think it's actually.
Okay, and that black foam is more dense than the stuff we get over here, isn't it? Apparently.
Not entirely sure. It comes in a whole bunch of densities. Apparently you can only get the black stuff in Canada though. They can't get white stuff. They're all wanting the white stuff and they can't get hold of it. So.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. And Alex sells the Hitmans for what, $50, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. I've 3D printed a spar for mine.
I'm curious about how well that's going to work. I'm curious, mate, about how well that's going to work.
Well, it's printed out of PET G, so Steve might be able to chime in on here. The original design was for a 6mm by 1mm by 20 mil or so batten.
200mm maybe? Probably longer.
Now, 200mm.
You know what works
200mm.
good for wings is not so much a carbon spar, but putting thin strips of fiberglass, just top and bottom.
Well, that's essentially what I've done. So
Yeah.
I've created these. They're like a little ruler, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So quite.
That I printed out a PET G, and I've just put them in an arc on the bottom and the top,
Yeah, 'cause-
on the apex.
So you're taking advantage of the tension and that tension strength
Yes,
of long strips of fiberglass, or in this
Yes.
case PETG 3D printed.
yes. Now Jacko questions the strength, but I assured him that PET G is ridiculously strong.
It is
They-
ridiculously strong.
They all seem to break around the motor mount. So right at the apex of the arse end of it, where the motor mount sits, they like to rip apart there. So if you can put like some sort of spar that ties the two cores together.
I guess
what
this
I've
is a
done.
nice thing. We can all laugh with you if you break your wing on like the first flight.
Yeah, it just folds in
Doesn't
half.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Pulling 10G, then
Do you-
it
do you-
comes in itself.
Do you
Aussie
reckon?
pulling 6.5 Gs in those Zimmermans, eh? Looking
Oh, holy crap.
6.5 Gs, mate. The Mozzie.
Wow.
Do you reckon it's worth printing a motor mount or just gluing it on?
Yeah, you might as well print one. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to print a motor mount for my 3D printed plane, but I don't want to do it in PLA. I have to do it in PETG because I'm too scared.
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah,
PLA
100%.
will melt.
Yeah.
But I just haven't gotten around to actually bothering to set up a PETG print.
Oh well, have you designed one, or are you just going to steal one?
Oh no, I've got one. I've got one as part of the kit, the file kit.
Oh,
that you
true.
buy. Yeah.
Because what I wanted to do, I wanted to design one which you bolt the motor onto, but then it slots onto the foam, so that it goes either side of the foam, the top and bottom, and then you just glue it on.
That's
so that
fine.
way it'll give a bit of strength on both sides.
I'm guy, so I could probably do that.
Do it.
Doesn't sound that difficult.
Have you seen the Theory Ws and how the motor mounts work on those?
No.
They're actually pretty tricky. It's got like it uses the 4 bolt holes with 4 screws that stick out of it, and it slots in and locks kind of like a smoke alarm does. So to change your motor, you just grab the base of it and turn it, and it pops out. So if you want to go to a bigger motor, you just
awesome.
pop a bigger motor, and it's incredible.
Yeah. It's also
Oh, so it's like canter torque tightening, so it obviously will
Yeah.
pop out. That's quite a clever idea.
someone could do like a power pod on it as well, like the old flight test stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to
okay.
put on yours?
Well, motor. I've got a 2205 2633 spare.
RC timer ones, mate?
Yeah, the RCX ones.
That's
Oh,
what
I'm
running,
putting
mate.
a ZMX 2206 2600 kV on my wing, so it'll be interesting to see who's
I'm gonna probably order a Emax for it though.
That's what me and Spooner are running, eh? I've got the RCX one, and Spooner's got
Yeah.
the blue fancy pants one that he went and bought a new one for. And
Yeah.
the speed difference is totally can't tell.
I've got one of the blue fancy.
You can't
pants
tell.
ones.
Yeah, it's no difference. Same.
Interesting.
Is this the purple one and the blue one?
Yeah.
So what
They're
props do
pretty
you reckon?
much the same.
That's top secret, mate. I can tell you. But
50-50 ones is what I'm going to go with. Because I'm all about the 50-50 ones.
I'll spill the secret.
racecrafts, mate. Racecrafts.
It's probably an APC prop.
Yeah, definitely APC props.
Yeah, because they're the most expensive.
Nah.
They're like
I've got
$50
APC
each.
props.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not expensive.
Aircraft
but
oil.
I'm
Or
actually
maybe
keen
400 props.
to try the 50-50 ones. Because I wasn't sure whether they were going to fit properly because of the massive...
Is that the racecrafts?
yeah.
They might be interesting because there's a buttload of pitch on those.
Yeah. And they've been proven to be faster than a normal prop, on a quad at least, by
You know what's
20%.
interesting? On this weekend, I was like the only one running racecraft props. I didn't really look at what everyone else was running, but they were all kind of running the standard props. And I wasn't that much quicker than everyone else, or I was slower than everyone else on the straight line.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Maybe
expected
the
to have
pipe
way-
leaked out.
Maybe. I think all my batteries were just...
Well, no, 'cause
wrecked
I think
sitting
with-
in the sun
'cause-
all day.
Well, if Brad and Scott haven't changed their machines, they're still running Emax 2600s on 2-blade.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So they wouldn't be much slower, if at all, than a
No,
2600.
I think Brad was running Tri-Blades because his machine sounded insane. It sounded like it was hitting RPM limit, but it was still going so quick. I never ended up actually having a look.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I can ask him
Yeah,
quickly.
but yours is quite a heavy machine as well.
Yeah, it's heavy, and I think the main problem was that all the batteries were a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the hexagons didn't add any more speed.
No, not in this case. Needs new batteries. Yeah, don't leave fully charged batteries in the sun for 2 hours before you fly them because they don't like it.
Oh, really? What happened?
I every
Sense of
single
pro tip.
battery came down too hot to hold.
Oh, jeez.
I melted the shrink tube of 2 batteries.
What about the connectors? Were the connectors alright?
I didn't melt any connectors this time, so it was fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, actually, wings. One question I did have was
Way better.
Where are you mounting your camera?
Slightly to the left or the right of the nose, depending on which way you want to do it. Not directly on the nose, because that's normally the first thing that hits. So,
What about if you put it back from the nose, but still on the top?
You want to be able to see the ground, eh? That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you can't see the ground, you don't know how high you are.
So you had the camera mounting kind of like the TBS Caprina, where they have it offset?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
But just a not big, draggy GoPro hanging off the front.
What about, I'm thinking here, what about a 3D printed nose kind of camera protection type thing?
Oh, you can do it, but it's just easier to put it a little bit.
Like TPU.
Yeah, that might work, yeah.
Like a
You can make
TPU
a nice
nose
little
cone.
aerodynamic sort of thing there. I wouldn't
Yeah,
put
you
it
could.
bang in the front because it'll get smashed.
No, you'd set it back so that the TPU would cover the... So you could what I'd probably actually do is I'd slot the camera into the nose, like into the nose, and then I'd do like a TPU nose cone for it.
What props were you guys... what camera lenses were you guys all running? Quite wide or quite narrow?
It varies. I like 2.8 still,
Okay.
where it's at.
Yeah.
Cam Blick likes, I think, 2.1s and such.
Yeah.
I feel like too wide for racing.
Okay.
At least wings.
2.1 might be.
So it's
I
still
think-
kind of
yeah,
personal preference.
I'm gonna try for you. I'm gonna probably go for the 2.5 or 2.3. I'm probably not gonna go with a GoPro lens. I don't think it's gonna make that much difference. I'll probably just go for the normal, smaller 2.5, 2.3. I think that'll
Have
be
you played with the Runcam Eagles?
No, but the guy I mentioned earlier, Mark Dinovich, he has, and he sent me a video of it, of him flying at night in, I think he's in Canada. I want to say he's in Canada. Flying at night, and you can see the power pole, the in the street, the lines. It just looks like it's day. It was black and white, but it just looks like daylight.
Guys. Oh, well, we stopped in at old Bruce Simpson's on the way back. Had a yarn to him and
Your mate.
Your mate. The Eagles, and he reckoned the Eagles is just amazing, especially the 4x3 one because the latency is a hell of a lot lower than 16x9 apparently.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
much beer did you guys drink?
We had some. Yeah.
Okay.
Just he reckons.
Yeah. Never mind, carry on.
And he reckoned the 4x3 Eagle is the duck's nuts. The wide dynamic range just shits all over everything.
That's a CMOS one. It's still CMOS, though, isn't it?
CMOS, yeah.
Is it any good in day though, or is it only?
Well, yeah, because there's a night eagle and there's an eagle. I think it's just a lens change, maybe.
So it might be good for a wing, but let's be honest, does Bruce really do much
Yeah, that's just true.
what
It's
is
true.
quadcopter racing?
No. He was shitting all over the FEOVs, which used to be my favourite back in the days.
Yeah.
And so the latency.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the latency was huge, but apparently not.
I remember flying.
Like,
I remember flying one of your quads when you had that 800 TVL thing on there.
Yeah.
And I was like, "How do you
this is
fly
when
this?"
people were
thing?
running board cams back in the days.
Yeah,
before
I've still got
they-
those. I've still got those in a box.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about putting it on my wing just because that's what I have laying around.
They were real good quality though.
They are still...
It's really impressive. Like, still as good as anything else. Maybe not this eagle. The eagle looks like pretty amazing.
I'm still dubious about CMOS.
Yeah, same. I've got a lot of CMOS hate, but we'll find out. I'm going to order some.
Are you going to buy one?
Yeah, I'm going to put them on my wings.
Can you order
All right.
them?
Well,
No, it's okay. You don't have to.
I've got to sell a bunch of stuff as well. I need to buy some shit. So much stuff to buy.
When you realise your whole house is pretty much filled with hobby stuff.
Yeah. Well, I've still got this Defy 330 on the wall. I might just build it as a troll machine. Because I've got a buttload of 6-inch props. I don't need to chin 3, so... I reckon 2-6 is on that. Because if anyone remembers it, they remember obviously you would do, Steve, the old Blackout 330.
Oh, I still have mine. Yep.
Do you? Oh, dude, you need to build it. You need to build it.
I still have the original Blackout 2000 kV 2208 motors as well.
Oh, yeah.
The
Build it, and we'll do some troll racing.
Yeah.
What happened to Blackout?
No, I think he got sick.
Really?
Yeah, and then
Sick and tired of the internet.
Perhaps. But I think he sold it, and someone else... Because I ended up investigating this at one point. About 8 months after he was quiet, he ended up selling it to someone, and they actually kept producing the frames for a while.
Oh, okay.
And they just maintained the stock.
Much invented the quadrants.
Pretty much. And then just disappeared off the face of the earth.
It was pretty quiet as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, there wasn't much news around.
Is he still sponsoring anyone?
No, I don't see. The last person I saw running them was Metal Danny, I think, and I think he's now
sponsored guys have said anything to what's happened.
Probably the same as the Scarab guy.
Oh well.
Is Scarab still around?
Who was it? What were they called again? There was the Scarab was a frame, wasn't it? The old knife copter, whatever.
The guys in Melbourne.
Macca's mate.
Macca's mate. He was an arse, that dude.
Oh, he was a cock, eh? He was a royal cock.
At some point, this is going to catch up to us. Our legal team will be on it with the apologies.
Yeah, we'll have Trump fix it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. One last thing I wanted to talk about is timing systems. Neither of you guys have actually. Well, Jacko has at Worlds for TBS, but you've not seen any timing. Oh no, you've seen my ROSD, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, and I've seen your timing system. Remember, you timed me, the one that detects my VTX frequency.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay, so I've been running a time system for quite a while now. I run the RROSD, which is an IR-based timing system off the OSD, and that was really good. And I could instantly see my lap times. It was quite small. I pretty much had to stop to look at my lap times. But the issue with that is it would record the fastest time only and the number of laps. So I couldn't historically see how fast I was getting or what lap was my fastest.
That's what you want, like real-time feedback of how fast you're doing, what you're doing.
Yes.
Faster. Yeah.
And the problem with having it on the PDP OSD was that I kept killing the PDPs.
Yeah, there was that, and it's the reliance on each machine then.
Yeah, and you had to fit each machine with special stuff.
Yes, exactly. So then I did a bit of research, and I saw that the TBS one was coming out. After Worlds, I was a bit dubious. So I bought the Airbirds one, which the Germans had created, and I really like it. But I'm going to stop with a but. Why I really like it is that it stores the laps when you're not connected to it, so you can just go stick it in the gate, run your laps, go back to it, and then get your times, which is awesome. And if you're close enough, you can also get your times real time off your phone.
It's your phone, and it yells it out. I think. Yeah,
it just goes next lap, blah blah blah, and the new software is really good as well for the phone. Because it integrates with FPVsports.io, which is basically like a multi-GP, and it records all your times, and you can set up your races and schedule all your races, and it does all that automatically. However, the biggest issue I've got, there are two issues I have with it. One is I get really crappy range for Bluetooth on my Nexus 6P. I don't know whether that's a 6P issue, or whether that's a timer system issue. I've spoken to a few people and they reckon they get anywhere up to 10 meters on these things. So I'm thinking it's just a Nexus issue.
Just take it apart and put a bigger antenna on it.
Well, I was going to do that, but I can't figure out how to get it open.
Okay, it's the Germans after all.
It's the Germans. They have properly sealed that bad boy up.
Yeah.
And I asked a few people, and they're like, don't know, works on mine, go away.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the other issue is that I need a separate power supply, but that's not a that's not a major really, because I can run the big ass 5-volt things, or I can run it off.
You're doing it wrong.
Or whatever.
You fly closer to yourself, then you can have the thing closer to your phone and still hear it. So yeah.
Yeah, because I want to be able to
That's
hear.
a very minor complaint, I'd say.
Oh, it is. It totally is. So what I've done is I've got the TBS one on way. Hopefully it'll be here tomorrow.
The little one.
The little one, and I'm going to run that with the antenna mod on it.
There's an antenna mod?
Oh yes. So Brett Lucas, I think is his second name Lucas? It is, isn't it?
The local guy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible with second names. Terrible with first names, but Brett's got one, and he posted in the chat that he'd done the antenna mod. Basically, what he's done is he's taken a normal antenna off a X4R or whatever, and then extended it outside of the frame, outside of the case, and people are getting like 30 meters on these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, and it's powered as well.
You know what the biggest problem with all of these systems at the moment is that they're only one person.
That's not a problem though. I don't see that as a problem.
And that's not the new TBS thing. As
No. Yes, and it's a race system in it as well.
Yeah. It's pretty.
It's the software in it.
Yeah.
I don't see a single use being a problem because I bought it. It's for me.
It's for your motivation of your training montage to get better at flying.
Yeah, and I can also put it in an event, and you could run them at an event if you had 4 people that had them. It's not a big issue.
Okay.
I don't see that as a
custom firmware that takes 1 second off the lap time.
Wow. No, what you do is you just have somebody watching the DVR with a iPhone stopwatch.
Oh,
way more accurate.
That's the next event.
Yeah. Hashtag world's timing.
That would be more accurate than the world's timing.
No, that's what they did. That's what they did for the world's timing.
My impression that the world's timing was pretty good.
Nah.
Do you know what so initially it started off pretty well, and then they realised, hold on a minute, somebody's finishing first, but the guy in second's got faster lap times.
Oh.
So that was the first issue.
A fundamental part of the timing system is that it can count time.
Yes. So that was the first issue. So and then the rain came, and that was the second issue because it wasn't waterproof. So
Have you seen that back to the water now?
Yeah, I saw that. Bit late now, but never mind. So what they resorted to for the lap times was during the race, somebody with a stopwatch watching the go past the start-finish line, and then DVRs.
Okay. So they managed.
But consider this. You've got somebody watching a DVR and pressing the time on their phone. What's the reaction time between going past the start-finish and pressing that lap time? When you consider that you've got the world's top pilots, and between the top, 15 pilots, 20 pilots, there's half a second, maybe a second in it.
If they had a system that was intended to work, the system broke down, they managed
totally.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
So I wouldn't...
Yes, and we're getting a little bit off track there, but so I've ordered the TBS one. It works with the Drone Squad app, which I've heard is a bit it's okay. But they've also got an alpha version of their own app out, which I think is based off the timing system that they run at Worlds. So I'll give that a whirl, because I think it's available for Android.
So maybe it'll make your 5th place faster.
Hopefully.
The 4 will get faster. And also get fast. Everyone will get faster. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, if anything, it had to happen, and it's happening now that we're getting cool timing systems.
It's just more accessible as well.
Yeah.
Whereas it was all pretty jimmy rigged previously.
Yeah.
And it's got to that point now where everyone's that fast that you need
Yep.
a timing system to really separate people. I
love
believe,
to
and
see
we can also
that.
use it for wings as well.
Yeah.
I'd be keen to try it on the wings and see how well it picks those up.
Yeah.
Should be fine, yeah. That'll be cool. Wings.
Because then you
Price
can
needs to
do like
come
a
down
qualifier
now.
for wings.
The price needs to come down for events now, and that'll be very nice.
Price needs to come down for events.
Yeah, because how much is it for the event version?
It's about
I thought you-
$800, I think, US.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
I
reasonable.
thought-
It's not crazy, eh? It's not crazy.
It might as well get cheaper.
Yeah, and like it'd take all Matt or whoever's organising it workloads
Yeah.
down to nothing because it's
Yeah.
all automated.
See, the elephant in the room though with these timing systems is what happens when we go HD.
And also, there's always the reliability question as well.
It works with the connects, eh?
Does it?
Yeah, but you gotta have the connects on a single frequency and not hopping. But
No.
that can work too.
Yeah, I suppose so. I didn't realise they hop. Do they hop? Do they?
Yeah, the connections do. Yeah, it's frequency hopping spreads friction, mate.
Isn't that if they do that, that means they're legal on the illegal bands over here?
Yes, they are. Yeah, but they are. That's what they use. They use like some huge amount of band.
Yes.
It's the only way you can do HD.
Yeah.
Use all the band.
But
And the
yeah,
nice thing
'cause
about digital is you can spread it out where you can't really on analog.
no, but it means we can use more bands over here as well. All right. Well, I think that that was a long one this time. I suppose give everyone some good Christmas listening.
Yeah, too much banter.
Yeah, no, that's not enough. Always good to have the banter. Breaks it up a little bit. All right, so we're probably not going to do another one until the new year now. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year.
Maybe we can do one at Matamata.
Yeah, that'd be amazeballs.
Well, I'm not going to be there.
Why not?
Well, you better sort that shit out, mate.
Although I will have internet at the beach, so technically I could do. But I'll be playing Battlefront too much anyway, or Battlefield 1. Have you played Battlefield 1? Oh, it's amazing.
I don't have that much time.
Do you not?
No.
So you got to make time. That's your problem. Battlefield 1, it was awesome when it first came out because I was wrecking fools because everyone was the same level. But now everyone's leveled up and got the wicked weapons and I'm just getting destroyed.
All good.
Those are the days when the first game comes out. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So thank you very much, and thanks for listening. I'll put everything in the show notes. Everyone knows where to check us, obviously, because you're listening. So there we go. All right. Catch you later.
Bye.